The episode that we're going to be watching and commenting on is The Pirates of Orion, Star Trek the Animated Series. And now, back to the episode. But I think so. And, we can move it around a little bit. Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of Trek in the Valley, the non-encyclopedic Star Trek The Original Series rewatch and recap podcast, where every week my co-host with the mo-host...
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Al Hirt here. What's up?
Mr. Al Hirt and I get together to discuss an episode of Star Trek The Original Series. Now, this week is a little bit different because we're done with Star Trek The Original Series.
We have no more Original Series episodes.
There are no more bananas today. And so what we've been doing, because next year we're going to relaunch as Trek in the Valley, The Next Generation. We're going to cover The Next Generation. But we wanted to keep the feed alive and keep communicating with with those of you out there who've been kind enough to listen every week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and so what we're doing, normally we talk about an episode of Star Trek The Original Series, we give a little rating, review, and then we recommend some kind of media or something. But this week's a little different because we're going to start some kind of mini bonus episodes. Al, what are we going to be talking about this week?
These mini bonus episodes have to do with the animated series. So this came out right after the original series, so...
Well, yeah, this was, let me see here.
I thought it was 73, 72, I don't know.
Yes, that's when it was, 1972.
What this kind of gives is,
1973.
I like how these are very more, I guess it's catered to Saturday morning cartoon vibes, but it's all A plot. There's just nothing else going on. You just have the voice actors doing their thing. I mean, it's the actual cast too. But it sounds like they're not in the same room, I guess, sometimes. But then sometimes it does nail it.
and it's not like they had Zoom back then, so they were all going into incredibly nice recording studios to do this. And so I'm going to pull up. So one quick bit of background before we start the episode. And that's something else we're kind of doing differently this time since we're recording it remote over Zoom for the first time. Al and I are going to be watching the episode separately, so we're not going to pause it or anything. So it's going to be kind of like a watch along.
Pretty
Al,
much.
Cue it up to the Starfield at second number 1.
Yeah.
And in a couple of minutes, we'll press play at the same time. But one thing that I want to cover, yes, this was in 1973, September 8th, 1973 to October 12th, 1974. That's when this was on. Yeah, and so it's 4 years after the show ended, they came back to do this. And it was produced by a company called Filmation that I'm actually super familiar with. They did the original Ghostbusters cartoon. Do you know what that is?
No, I've never. Did they try every popular sci-fi thing with cartoons?
Well, they did, but the thing about Ghostbusters, real quick, because we got a 40-minute Zoom here. The thing about Ghostbusters is in the 1940s or 50s, there was a Ghostbusters movie that was a black and white movie about these people who bust ghosts, and one of them is a gorilla. Right? And it's a guy in a gorilla suit. And so Filmation, when the movie Ghostbusters took off, Filmation bought the rights to the original Ghostbusters, and they fucking made this Filmation version about those characters. So it was kind of in competition with the real Ghostbusters at the time. But Filmation, they also did the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Okay.
They did Flash Gordon cartoon, Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids. They did a lot of Archie comics and DC comic stuff. But one thing I wanted to read from the wiki before we start the episode. Filmation was more concerned with quantity rather than quality, like most Saturday morning cartoon producers. However, it did make a number of attempts to rise above the standard animated fare and produced reasonably well-written cartoons. The best-known example of this is its animated adaptation of Star Trek: The Original Series, which included scripts contributed by well-known science fiction writers and starred most of the original cast.
That's the coolest part. I think that's definitely the coolest part, that like the original cast is back, so you definitely have that feeling again, you know?
Yeah, man. I like their voices, too. They got those good voices. And that's kind of a little bit of background on Star Trek, the animated series. And so we have it paused right now at second 1. There's like a star field on the screen.
Yeah.
And we're like when we did the time marker, I'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll play, okay?
Yeah.
So here we go, everybody. 3, 2, 1, play.
Cool.
Oh, and you hear it? You hear the music, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Face
dog.
the final frontier.
And we're synced up, folks. All right. So I love this fucking opening where it's like the animated Enterprise scooting across the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the budget cut, you know, the classic slides.
But it fucking works, dude. Like, I love this animation. That's what I like. That's why I love like Venture Brothers and C-Lab and all that shit. Like,
yeah,
even though this was go ahead.
Johnny Quest. It reminds me of Johnny Quest too.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like very much and like the original C-Lab 2020, where they stole all the C-Lab animation from. And I love this classic opening where it very much is like an animated version of the opening with a really groovy version of the song.
Yeah, I've actually liked this version of the song a lot too, but it's kind of like the riff that goes on in Super Friends with Spider-Man and his Super Friends, where it's just like, and it's like goes all over the place.
Right?
And it's like, it's Star Trek, but it's just not quite. I think the cool insight though is that like the older generation or people were just trying to show this to their brothers or cousins or like kids and stuff, and they're like, oh, this is perfect, you know.
And the funny thing is, there's not really jokes. Like, it opens with them saying, "Oh, there's an outbreak of cryostosis that we've had on the Enterprise. It's finally under control," and they're on the bridge. We got animated versions of all of the cast and some goofy new aliens that we've never seen before. That's for sure. Spock gets a headache and then he falls over. My notes say Spock goes down. The zoom in on Kirk's face.
That's the best part about these. The surprised faces and the stills. Because they just
I love it. I love the animation direction. I love how they zoom in rather than animating the cells.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Spock caught this kooky disease that everybody's been getting, right? Which isn't fatal to humans, but it is fatal to Vulcans. And you'd think they would have been a little bit more careful about it then, since they were fighting an outbreak of this disease on the ship.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were doing too much insight in that before they left. But also,
I love
oh, go ahead.
I love this animation of Bones looking at the cells of the fucking disease. It shows that they're suffocating Spock's cells. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, but Bones is basically saying since Spock's blood is copper-based, that's why he's getting sick to this disease instead of what kind of, red?
Iron-based blood is the human blood. And they found this medicine that could help Spock that's like 4 solar days away. But they can't keep Spock alive for more than 3 days. They can slow the disease, but after 2 days, his body builds up an immunity. It's like, this is a show for children.
Yeah, I was like, this is pretty serious.
This is a fucking cartoon.
The kids are
they're going to set up... They're gonna set up we didn't even fucking say we're watching Pirates of Orion.
Oh,
God damn it! How are they gonna know which episode to watch to press play?
Well, I mean, I guess
we'll go back and put that at the beginning.
Yes,
we'll go back and put that at the beginning. This is our first time doing this, folks, and we're not in the same room. Strobolin is the drug that they need to fight this disease that Spock has, and they're going to do a little swap with a Federation freighter, right?
Yeah, because the freighter's closer, right, to get it.
Yeah, to where the medicine is. It's going to meet them halfway.
Yeah, I think it was just... oh, sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead. Shoot.
No, I think it was interesting, though, how they all kind of, like, try to... I don't know, like level down or calm, the whole situation with Spock down and like not trying to tell him everything that's going on. And I think that whole balance is really weird because in the show they would just straight up tell him,
Yeah, and Spock is basically saying, "Hey, I'm just gonna keep working until I can't work anymore." Yeah. And they want him to do half duty, I believe. I missed that part, but I love how they animate their walking. It's just like the swinging arms and the body moving forward. And Bones says he can't stand that pointy-eared encyclopedia, but I don't want to see that happen to him. I don't want to see him die of a disease. And now we see the freighter. I think this is the first time we've seen a Federation freighter. Look at that fucking design. Looks like a really Battlestar Galactica design. It's like
it's got
multiple
these weird,
ships pasted together.
Yeah, it's got these weird little extra wings in the front too. And this crew seems pretty well together or well put. But I also like the little emblems that all these crewmates have. It's like
these are the freighter. That's the freighter emblem.
Yeah.
That's when you're not the Starfleet that does science or goes to war with the Klingons. You have a freighter jersey,
and you just move it around.
And they think there might be somebody out there watching them. The freighter says.
Go ahead.
No, go for it. They get Scotty back. We got Scotty. Scotty.
That is true. And also, what I love about this animated series, too, is that they don't have to just do these makeup things on people anymore. They have full-fledged aliens, like, helping the crew that are part of Starfleet, which is great. Yeah. I forgot that
the Navigator
name.
Alien.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the Navigator Alien. He looks like something out of Star Wars, and this is 5 years before the first Star War happened.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, here we go. On the bridge of the freighter, there's another ship going after him. It's an alien design that they've never seen before. And he puts it on screen, and I know this as I think I know what these are, but it looks like a design from like a Super Nintendo space game, like a Galaga, or like it's like a red bat ship that also looks like it's got a frowny face on it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's curved in a strange way. It looks like that would be on the cover of the Super Nintendo game, and then you'd play
it. Yes. Space Shoot, the 2000.
And
the last time Bones is saying that's the last time I waste my bedside manner on a Vulcan.
Yeah, I guess most of the comedy in this episode does come out of Bones and Spock just sticking around with each other. Because, Bones is like, look, this isn't going to hurt, or it won't hurt that bad. And Spock is like, not only is that, a shitty phrase, you're just lying. And he's like, well, that's the nice time I'm nice. And it's just so awkward. I think it's just because they're not animated in the same room,
Yeah, man. And we get animated Nurse Chapel. But yeah, there's definitely not that immediate playing off of each other that you get on the show. They're certainly recording this all separately. But this is a great transition because Nurse Chapel says, "How much longer does Spock have?" And he's like, "Less than 24 hours, but don't worry, we'll get the strobolin before that." Cut to the freighter that's about to have the strobolin stolen from it.
Yeah, seriously. And it's just, I love how like formal everybody is about, taking someone's ship over and stuff. And they're like, oh, maybe we should hurry up and open our communications. And then he just politely asks this pirate, please state your registry and your purpose. Yeah. I am the captain of the USS Huron. Please identify yourself. It just feels very formal and ship-like without their flags or whatever.
I should mention that the blonde lady who's at the helm of the ship, that her voice actor is Majel Barrett, the same lady who plays Nurse Chapel and others. Yes,
no way.
and she also plays Counselor Deanna Troy's mom in Next Generation. Oh, and
That's
this
right.
freighter can't get away from this red ship. It's just like, as they try and pan away, it's just like, scoot, scoot, scoot. Nah, you can't get away from us, motherfucker.
It's some riveting action compared to, you know, what we were watching on Paramount Plus or on the original series, you know, with the space chases.
And then they hear a voice over the radio that says, USS Huron, abandon your cargo, you fucking assholes. And then we get to the bridge of the Enterprise where there's an emergency beacon from the USS Huron. But they didn't make it to the rendezvous point. So now they got to have their weird Star Wars alien helmsman plot a new course.
Yeah, he just does some math. He does some math and they finally get there. And as they're still, you know, working, you know, Spock finally sees that whether the Huron was attacked or not. And he was telling him yes, but you kind of see him fade away. And the only way that you know that they're feeling any emotion or anything is the way their eyebrows move too. It's
they just start closing their eyes. And then
and the eyebrows
we get a shot of the... We get a shot of the computer readout that supposedly represents Spock's brain. I don't get it, but it's like this computer readout. It's basically like his engram or whatever, and they watch it to see if it changes. And they get on the bridge of the fucking. I love that shot of the Huron in the distance. It makes it look all stubby. And we got this guy that talks like this. He's an alien. Says a low acceptable level.
Yeah,
he's a very famous voice actor. He's in fucking everything.
It feels like another computer too that's with them, you know. Rather than
he
just
does have very computery alien voice. And of course, they bring an away team. They beam an away team over to the Huron to check shit out. Do we get a good beaming? Yeah, we do. Check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. That's the thing. It's like the effects definitely really are slightly better given that they're on an animated field and that they can just go crazy.
Well,
but granted,
and
they
I
gotta
think
keep
it's
it cheap too.
It's like Wikipedia said. It is definitely they're trying to do something, you know, more than they would have in like a standard dime a dozen Saturday morning cartoon. They find all the crew of the Huron is out cold and the ship is dead. And they're going to bring the tapes from the ship back to the Enterprise. They got Uhura and Nurse Chapel and Kirk, all of them getting ready to bring the medical team, or getting ready to beam the survivors back to get work done by the medical team of the Enterprise, the animated medical team of the Enterprise.
And yeah, they have all these like nice little resting beds here. And they're still worried about Spock. If they don't have the drug, they have 20 hours now, so...
And they had to give him a shot. We didn't mention that because it's going pretty fast. But they had to give him a shot every so many hours. And now that medicine has stopped working. So they need the strombolian, the strobolin. And they don't know who sabotaged. Oh, and that's... Kirk pronounces it sabotage.
Again?
Like he does in the fucking show. Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
And so now they got to find out who took the strobolin and the other stuff. They got to find, they track it with an ion trail, basically, the same kind of shit that they normally do. They follow the warp signature of the red alien ship. They left a unique trail of radioactive waste.
Yeah, and that's
so they're going to follow this trail.
Well, that's how they track the invisible ship too in Balance of Terror.
Fuck
right?
yeah, dude!
Yeah.
That's how they track all kinds of ships, man.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it funny that they just replaced Chekhov with a goofy-looking alien?
Yeah, I know. They were just like, "What kind of models do we have this week that are like cheap?" Well, our intern made this one. I'm pretty sure that's probably how it went.
I definitely want to scour all the new Star Trek stuff and see if that alien race makes an appearance in Discovery or anything. So Spock's now in a coma. And Spock's now in a coma, and they're looking for the ship that stole the strobolin.
Yeah, and I think at this point, I don't know, the episode kind of like stalls out in a sec, because, I don't know, there's not like immediate action going on. It's just very serious, stern, okay, we got to get to this area to get to this thing as soon as possible. But it finally kicks up as soon as they get to the asteroid belt here.
Yes, the ship they're chasing disappeared into an asteroid belt, and so now they got to go find it. But also, there was a great. I totally missed. I missed it. There's just some great space shots. The shots of the asteroids are great. The asteroids exploding are great. Our buddy up front with the robot voice alien is kicking ass. I love how it really is just an episode of the show, but shorter and as a cartoon. Scotty's even like, we got to use the deflector he just said, we got to use the deflector at the right times to pick our way through this meteor field. It's like they really went above and beyond writing these short scripts. And I love this model of the Enterprise. Like the only thing that's animated on it is the little things on the nacelles, the little pinwheels.
Mm-hmm. And they just slide it right across the screen.
Right? And they start getting shot at by the ship that took the Strobolin.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
No, lay it on me. Walk us through the next part here.
Basically that they're just going to, again, negotiate and hail each other over, over communications. And that the Enterprise are, I guess, the Orions are suspicious of the Enterprise for chasing him already. But the fact that they already shot at each other, I don't know, it just seems really suspicious. Right? So Kirk already calls him out for that immediately, which is great.
Something I need to point out because it's a funny Star Trek bit of lore. These are Orions, and they're blue and they're men. Mm-hmm. Orions are a green matriarchal society, and they like split off. There's a Lower Decks episode about them. And basically the Orions they're where they shouldn't be in Federation space, and they're saying, don't harass us or we're going to formally protest the Federation government. But no, they've got dilithium in their hold. There we go.
It's just this weird like tiptoeing of like, but we're neutral, and then they've just been accusing them of not being neutral the whole time. And it's just this really I don't know. It's funny back and forth. It's a tense
diplomatic situation. Yeah,
it's a Saturday morning cartoon.
Right? And the Orions are saying, well, if we did have this medicine, what would it cost to you? And Kirk basically agrees to just give them even more dilithium for the Strobolin, right?
Yeah.
And then their neutrality would remain intact. And the Orions seem like that's clearly too good of a deal to be true. And I love the Orion models, like the designs for the alien.
They look pretty dope.
Blue. It kind of looks like a Marvel character of the time, sort of,
They got like slight little fangs too when they speak.
And the Orions come back saying, obviously we can't trust you, but we must for this proposal. And this is where shit gets shifty. Right? The Orions say we're going to meet face to face on one of the large asteroids near our ship. They're going to beam down simultaneously, and they're going to
do a handoff.
He's like, you don't even have to give us the extra dilithium crystals. I'll just hand you the medicine. And it's like, what the fuck? Why would they? What the fuck is going on here?
The strategy is just super strange too.
It's got to be a trap, Jim. And Scotty's like, no doubt about it. And Kirk's like, it might be a trap, but Spock's going to die if we don't do it. And so here we go. They're going to keep.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it, dude.
Sorry. Yeah, this is crazy. It was just that Bones is like, well, I mean, we don't want to lose you and Spock, and Kirk's like, well, I mean, if we don't try, we're going to lose Spock guaranteed. So, they can't. And you see the, what is it, Orions? Orions, yeah. They keep they're arguing too, where it's like, okay, we can't outrun the Enterprise and we can't outshoot the Enterprise. So maybe we can just, I think their only way is to blow themselves up to blow the Enterprise up. Because they're saying like the force of their ship blowing up would affect the Enterprise. So
he's basically saying, look, we can't. Yeah, he's saying, look, we can't fucking blow our world's neutrality, right? So I'm going to carry a doomsday bomb down to the asteroid, and we're going to blow it up, and it'll kill all of us and the Enterprise. And again, I remind you, this is a cartoon for children. They're like, we're going to suicide bomb ourselves and the Enterprise. And then it's like cut to an ad for Lucky Charms. And the Orion captain is going to deliver the bomb himself. And he says, I want to see Kirk's face when I tell him that us and his crew are all going to be destroyed. This guy commits to the bit, I must say, the Orion captain.
Yeah, it really lays it on as like the Saturday morning cartoon villain stuff. Speaking of Saturday morning, though, these asteroids look like cereal too.
They do, man. They look like cheese balls too. They're very round asteroids. I don't think they would all be that uniformly round. That's weird.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is, Kirk knows it's a trap. I love this. I wanted to point out how rad the backdrop or the painting of the background when they come down to the asteroid. I love all of the background designs in this because it's really true to kind of the vibe of the original series. And I also like that they were like, well, we don't have the money to animate a spacesuit on them, so we're just going to say they have personal shields and they have a little field around them so that they can be in the vacuum of space and hear each other and such, apparently.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a dreamscape, kind of like wider than Arena and stuff. And I like the straight, lines and the horizon in the back too.
Yeah, dude, the rocks, all of the striations and shit. It's just a really well composed shots, if not very cheap. And here we go. The Orion's going to activate the Doomsday Bomb, and then they start fighting. They're going to try and Scotty's got the idea to beam up the dilithium crystals that are going to be used in the explosion before the Orion has a chance to detonate them. And that's exactly what he does. The Orion touches his belt bomb and, nothing.
Yeah, and just the surprised face again is so great with his eyes getting wide. And he's like,
my bomb, I'm not exploding. This is my suicide bomb belt. And then Kirk beams him and the Orion captain up to the ship. And now you would think that the Orion ship would be like, well, we got to blow up the Enterprise now somehow. They've got our captain and they're going to fuck up our neutrality.
Yeah, and it was so great. As soon as Kirk beams back up, he's like, whoa. Scotty goes, whoa, that was closer.
Right? And we have to mention that the Orion captain just tried to take a fucking suicide pill.
Seriously,
this
Saturday
is a
morning.
show for kids.
Yeah, it was pretty dark. And it's great, though, that Kirk just immediately calls him out again. And he's like, look, you're not going to kill yourself and get away with this and keep your neutrality. We're going to call you out and make sure you fucking take this severe punishment right now.
Yep. And even if your ship self-destructs, basically, because that's what they were going to do. And so then, of course, the Orion captain's like, well, my crew doesn't have to commit suicide for me, I guess. And he surrenders. And they've got the Orion crew in their brig, and the Orion ship is in tow. And I just love all of the reaction shots, like the reaction shot of the Orion where he's not saying anything, but he just like opens his eyes. Same thing with like all the close-ups on Kirk. Like when you do a close-up of a very rudimentary drawing of a human face, that's funny. And of course, Bones gets to be racist. That green blood of yours almost did you in this time. You can't deny it. And then Spock says, I still prefer my physiological structure to yours. Like, did Bones really expect Spock to say, I would much rather have a human body now?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, what was Bones trying to convince him of, dude?
And
then there's just a great shot of Bones just maniacally fucking laughing at the end before it cuts to the last shot of the Enterprise. And that's the episode, baby, the Pirates of Orion. And then I do think it's funny that they're actually the creator and director, right?
The director, yeah. And then what is it? Executive producer Gene Roddenberry. But let's see here. I don't know. I thought this episode was very good. It was just super
dry.
It was very serious. Yeah, it was dry, but it was very serious. Like Spock's about to die because of a disease. And then like he passes out, and then their second cure or their their treatment for him like runs out and it's not working. And then we have the captain that tried to commit suicide with the cyanide pill or something. And it's
Yep.
just intense at times. But I don't know. I just
Very
feel like
intense.
it was more beautiful to look at because, it's out in space and like you could do whatever when it's animated.
Plus, it's like classic animation. Like I really liked this. I really liked this the animation in this, and I gotta say that. I look forward to watching more of these. One thing I did want to mention, I remembered what I was trying to say earlier. There's an episode of C-Lab 2021, the Adult Swim show that I love, where they took in one of the episodes of because I don't know if you're familiar with the story, but that's like people who worked at Hanna-Barbera stole this footage from the original cartoon C-Lab, and they made C-Lab 2021 by recutting it together. But they did an episode where they just played it straight, and it was just a regular old episode of the original series, but with the voice cast from 2021.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
This really fucking reminds me of that. Like, it's the same kind of pacing. There's not a lot of background music, right? So it's really like, to use the word dry again, just this very dry sounding fucking, like I would love to see, well, we get it with Lower Decks, but that's kind of funny. But it would be cool to see like a serious Star Trek animation now, or like an anime one or something. Oh, Anime Trek.
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
So what did you think, man?
I definitely, out of the three we were trying to watch, I don't like this one the most, but I think in terms of like just a Saturday classic feel, it definitely nails it. And then that's what I would say is the best part, is the original voice cast being there. Or the actual cast being there. That definitely just brings it all together. I feel like if they weren't there, it wouldn't hit as hard.
For sure. Absolutely. You couldn't do it without them. And I bet that was like a big part of the pitch. And also, it's interesting that so much time elapses between this and Star Trek the Motion Picture, like 10 years later or whatever it is, 8 years later or whatever it is. And so much time between this and Next Generation. It's crazy to think about now, though. There's so much more time. Like, there's been a longer time between Next Generation and Discovery than there was between Next Generation and the original series, which I think is fucking crazy. But I dig it. I love the shots of the Enterprise where they're clearly just pulling the animation cell across the frame. But it works so well. And the designs are great. I love the design of the Huron that we got in there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of these, man.
This was a good one to start on, though.
Absolutely. And I definitely recommend people watch the episodes of Lower Decks, or if you're already watching it, rewatch the one with the Orions and the Orions. It's very funny. Okay. We've got a few minutes left on the Zoom here. Al, do you have any music or media or anything you'd like to recommend to our peeps out there?
Let's see. I guess just today there was Kendrick Lamar. He dropped music, which was pretty exciting.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. He just came out swinging, he's very aggressive. The first song was him saying F everybody, just trust yourself, do your thing. I think it's like, it's weird because it's called GNX, by the way, GNX. But the album is just like him being like doing a victory lap sort of. And there's like a lot of West Coast influence and beats. And it's really refreshing. So it's exciting to see.
We're on the West Coast. That's where we live.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But yeah, it's very laid back. All these nice vibes. Well, what were you saying?
Cool. I was going to recommend, I don't know if I recommended this last week, but there's a show called High Potential that's about a cleaning lady who has a super high IQ, and she becomes a consulting detective for the Los Angeles Police Department. But it's based on a French show called HIP, High Intellectual Potential. And Brittany and I have been ripping through the French series, and it's really fucking good, dude. Like, so good. I mean, you got to watch the dub, or you got to watch the sub. I couldn't imagine how bad the dub is, unless they got the actual actors to do the voices, but I'm certain they didn't. Yeah, check out HIP and also High Potential, the American version, which is starring Caitlin Olsen from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool.
Wait, not Caitlin. Is that her name?
Wait,
Caitlin
really?
Olsen?
Kate Olsen? I don't know.
No, Caitlin. Hold on here.
From It's Always Sunny.
Here.
Let's see.
IMDb. Who can get there first?
Let's see.
Always Sunny. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Caitlin Olsen, you're right.
Caitlin Olsen. Wow, it sounds so much like Mary Kate and Ashton Olsen. But yeah, so this. Thank you for listening to our first Zoom call. We're gonna get better at this.
Yeah.
We talked over each other a little bit, but we'll figure it out.
We could scoot some things over.
And I hope you enjoyed watching the Pirates of Orion with us, if you chose to watch it. And if you didn't choose to watch it with us, I hope you were still entertained. We're going to try and release these episodes every week. There might be a gap week around the holidays here and there. But next week, we're definitely going to come back with, I believe it's called The Practical Joker. Is going to be the next one. I'm committing that to us now. Is that what it's called? The Practical Joker?
Yeah, the Practical Joker.
They also have an episode called Jihad. It's like, that's a little too intense, I think, for the kiddies. Yeah, the Practical Joker. The Enterprise becomes a Practical Joker. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Come on back next week. And stick around until we do Next Generation next year, folks. It's going to be a blast. Come back next week.
Bye.
Bye. Trek in the Valley is executive produced by Adam Ordall-Quinnell and Al Hirt. Theme song by Al Hirt. Recorded by Adam. Mixed and edited by Al. Check the show notes for our socials, and you can email the pod at trekinthevalley, all one word, @gmail.com. Like, subscribe, review, and always explore strange new fucking world.